Welcome to Bharat News on Bharat TV. I'm Deepika Zucchi, and here are today's stories from around the globe. In breaking news, US Steel and Nippon Steel challenge Biden's trade policies in court, while the president visits New Orleans after a devastating New Year's Day attack. Biden implements a bold ban on offshore drilling, and chilling details emerge about the New Orleans attackers' global connections and extremist inspirations. Severe winter storms wreak havoc across the U.S., and a new H-1B visa renewal program streamlines the process for skilled workers. In news from India, Health Minister calms fears over human metapneumovirus outbreak. BJP escalates attacks on Aam Aadmi Party over alleged financial mismanagement, and Chhattisgarh Maoist attack leaves several dead. The US advances nuclear cooperation with India, signaling strategic progress. Rishabh Pant breaks a 50-year record with fastest Test 50 in Sydney. Internationally, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau resigns amid mounting political challenges. US Steel lawsuit tests Biden's trade policies. US Steel and Nippon Steel are suing the Biden administration over restrictions on advanced steel imports, alleging violations of international trade agreements. The lawsuit claims these measures harm global competitiveness and innovation. The administration defends the restrictions as essential for national security. Industry leaders warn the case could disrupt global steel markets and supply chains. Critics argue the policies hinder free trade and economic growth. Legal analysts predict the outcome will set a precedent for future trade disputes. Observers see this as a critical test of Biden's trade policies. The lawsuit highlights ongoing tensions between protectionist policies and global collaboration. Court proceedings will begin later this year. Biden visits attack-torn New Orleans. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden visit New Orleans today to meet survivors of New Year's Day attack that killed 14 people. The president plans to address the community, emphasizing the importance of resilience and national security. Local leaders welcome federal support, but call for stricter measures to combat domestic terrorism. Survivors are urging long-term reforms to prevent similar tragedies. Critics argue such visits need to be backed by actionable policies. The attack, carried out by a lone extremist, has reignited debates over radicalization and gun control. Biden's presence is intended to signal solidarity with affected families. Security has been heightened in the city ahead of the visit. Biden's offshore drilling ban marks environmental shift. President Biden has announced a ban on new offshore drilling leases along the Atlantic and Pacific coasts, a significant reversal of Trump-era policies. The decision aims to protect marine ecosystems and combat climate change. Environmental groups hailed the move as a landmark achievement, while industry leaders warned of potential economic fallout. Biden emphasized the importance of transitioning to renewable energy sources. Coastal communities are optimistic about the ban's positive impact on tourism and biodiversity. Critics argue the policy risks energy independence and job losses. Legal challenges are expected from Republican lawmakers. Analysts see the ban as a bold step in Biden's climate agenda. New Orleans attackers' global links revealed. The New Orleans truck attacker Shamsuddin Jabbar visited Cairo and Canada before carrying out the assault, the FBI reports. Inspired by ISIS, Jabbar used Meta smart glasses to film reconnaissance videos of the French Quarter. Authorities believe Jabbar acted alone, but continue to investigate his contacts. This revelation raises concerns about the role of technology in enabling sophisticated attacks. Survivors have expressed outrage over the attackers' meticulous planning. Lawmakers are debating stricter regulations on wearable tech. The FBI is collaborating with international agencies to probe potential overseas connections. Advocacy groups are calling for stronger measures to counter domestic radicalization. Winter storms disrupt U.S. communities. A powerful winter storm has triggered blizzards, icy roads, and widespread power outages across the Midwest and Northeast. Emergency services are working around the clock to assist affected residents and restore power. Hundreds of flights have been canceled, stranding travelers during peak travel times. Meteorologists warn that conditions will worsen, with extreme cold adding to the challenges. Schools and businesses in affected regions remain closed. Climate experts attribute the storm's intensity to changing global weather patterns. Local governments are deploying resources to clear roads and set up shelters. Officials stress the importance of preparedness to minimize risks. H-1B visa renewal program launches. The U.S. government has launched a pilot program allowing H-1B visa holders to renew their visas without leaving the country. This initiative is expected to benefit thousands of skilled workers, particularly in technology and engineering sectors. Immigration advocates hailed the move as a step toward streamlining bureaucratic processes. Critics argue the program's scope should expand to include more visa categories. The Biden administration sees the initiative as critical for retaining global talent and bolstering economic competitiveness. Analysts believe the program aligns with broader efforts to modernize immigration policies. Success could lead to permanent reforms in visa processing. In news from India, Union Minister addresses Human Metapneumovirus concerns. Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda reassured citizens on Monday, stating that human metapneumovirus (HMPV) is not a new virus and urging calm amid rising concerns. First identified in 2001, HMPV has been globally present for years and spreads via respiratory droplets, primarily in winter and early spring. The statement followed reports of 3 infants testing positive in Karnataka and Gujarat. Addressing fears amplified on social media, Nadda emphasized that the government is actively monitoring the situation and is well prepared to handle any surge in cases. Health experts clarified that the virus affects all age groups and causes respiratory illnesses similar to other common pathogens. The ministry is implementing measures to safeguard public health. Nadda assured that India's healthcare infrastructure is equipped to manage potential outbreaks. His message aims to dispel misinformation and promote public awareness. The government's proactive approach highlights its commitment to mitigating risks associated with HMPV. BJP sharpens attack on AAP over Sheesh Mahal report. The BJP has intensified its criticism of the AAP government, citing a leaked CAG report alleging misuse of taxpayer money for lavish office renovations. Labeling the offices as Sheesh Mahal, BJP leaders accuse AAP of extravagance. AAP dismissed the allegations as politically motivated, claiming transparency in its expenditures. Analysts say this controversy could shape voter perceptions in the upcoming Delhi elections. Social media debates on governance and fiscal responsibility have surged. Observers see the issue as symptomatic of rising political tensions in Delhi. The BJP's narrative focuses on accountability, while AAP defends its governance record. Deadly Maoist attack claims lives in Chhattisgarh. A deadly Maoist attack in Chhattisgarh on Monday claimed the lives of at least 7 security personnel, with several others injured. The ambush occurred during a routine patrol in the dense forests of Sukma district, a known hotspot for Maoist activities. Officials report that the insurgents detonated an improvised explosive device, IED, before engaging in heavy gunfire. The attack highlights the ongoing challenges in combating insurgency in the region. Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel condemned the attack and vowed to intensify counterinsurgency operations. Additional forces have been deployed to the area to track down the attackers. The injured personnel were airlifted to a nearby hospital for treatment. This is the first major Maoist attack of the year, reigniting concerns about security in conflict-prone areas. Authorities are conducting a detailed investigation into the incident. The government has reiterated its commitment to restoring peace in the region. US-India nuclear cooperation advances. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan announced progress in advancing civil nuclear cooperation with India. The initiative focuses on technology transfer to bolster India's clean energy goals. Indian officials welcomed the development, emphasizing its significance for energy security and climate change mitigation. Analysts predict this cooperation will strengthen US-India strategic ties. Critics caution against dependence on foreign technology for critical infrastructure. The partnership aligns with broader Indo-Pacific security objectives. Key agreements are expected during upcoming diplomatic engagements, marking a milestone in bilateral relations. Rishabh Pant smashes fastest Test 50 in Sydney. Indian cricketer Rishabh Pant created history by scoring the fastest Test 50 by an Indian in Sydney, breaking a 50-year-old record previously held by Kapil Dev. Pant achieved this milestone in just 28 balls during the ongoing series against Australia. His explosive performance included 9 boundaries and 3 sixes, leaving fans and cricket experts in awe. The achievement also set a new benchmark in Indian cricket, solidifying Pant's reputation as a game-changing player. Australia's bowlers struggled to contain his aggressive stroke play, which turned the momentum in India's favor. This remarkable feat comes amidst a fiercely contested series, adding excitement to the rivalry. Pant's innings is being celebrated as one of the most dynamic displays in Test cricket. Cricket analysts hailed it as a testament to his skill and adaptability. Fans worldwide have taken to social media to praise Pant's fearless approach. The record-breaking innings underscores his pivotal role in India's cricketing future. Trudeau announces resignation amid growing pressure. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced on Monday that he will resign as party leader and Prime Minister after mounting internal and external pressures. Trudeau, who led Canada for nearly a decade, faced plummeting approval ratings due to economic frustrations, including rising inflation and soaring living costs. His resignation follows growing dissent within his Liberal Party and threats of a no-confidence vote. The abrupt departure of Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland further intensified calls for him to step aside. Freeland's scathing resignation letter criticized Trudeau's handling of economic policies and Canada's response to Trump's proposed 25% tariff on Canadian imports. She warned that Canada's decisions in the face of US pressures could have generational consequences. Trudeau stated he would step down once a new leader is selected, aiming for a smoother transition. Observers view his resignation as a turning point for Canadian politics. The nation now braces for significant political and economic shifts. And that's all for today's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in to Bharat News on Bharat TV. I'm Deepika Zucchi. Stay safe and we'll see you next time.